Freak 76 is requesting
Mr. 376?
Mr. Freak 76.
Oh!
I keep forgetting about that name. Yes.
He's outside my organization.
Like, don't let him in. He sounds sketchy.
Wow.
I wouldn't trust him.
It's just to get you in the mood for being open.
No, because this is like my old spam email. So
I don't
like,
know, man.
Whatever, you guys. I swear.
If you gave it to Aamber, you can give it to anyone.
No, because I couldn't open my skincare bed email. Like,
I don't believe that.
Hey, man.
Welcome,
Mr. Freak. 2019.
No, it doesn't. 2019.
Yeah, it did.
Whatever.
He makes a new one every year.
Yeah. He's like, no, that's my old one. That's my old one.
Oh, whatever.
Why can't I grant Mr. Freak access?
All right,
We're
so
starting.
we're good.
Okay, you know how we usually open?
Music.
We gotta sing. We gotta rap something. Okay, so it's about lies.
Rap.
Give me a song. Give me a rap, a freestyle, or a song you know, something about lying. Go ahead. Come
Something
on.
about lying.
Mm-hmm.
Mine.
I'll give you a beat. Ready?
She's really good at this.
Ready?
Watch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She can't even keep it up.
Yeah. I'm like,
Why does everybody
like,
do that to
yeah.
me?
Let's start this thing. Let's do what we're actually here to do. Yeah?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, welcome, Erik Johnson.
Thank you.
Woo.
Thank
Clap
you.
it up. Clap it
Yes,
up.
Thank you. Thank you guys for inviting me.
Eric's here to help us sort through the haze of being sold to as women. I was talking to Erik. I met him recently, and we were just talking about the different strategies that people often use to get us to purchase things.
Women.
Women.
In particular.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, we can all be sold one way or another, and we'll talk about different ways we get sold on things. I know I've been sold on things before, and I guess I'm trying to figure out how I feel about it too.
Yeah, you look back and you're like, wait a minute. This goes against everything
Yeah.
that I've ever
Was
believed
it my
in.
idea to purchase this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric's gonna help us cut through the haze, and we're gonna get wiser about our purchasing decisions in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and why are you the best person to tell us?
Of course, yes. 'Cause That's always. That's
Oh,
always
why are
important.
you
Yeah,
here?
Why am I even here? You guys picked me up off the street.
Yeah.
No, actually, my name is Erik Johnson. I'm actually originally from Southern California. I have over 20 years plus now in sales.
Wow.
So I've been doing it. You talk about personal development seminars, things like that. Taking sales courses. You know, I've sold newspapers back in the day when that was a thing. I used to go door to door when it came to selling cable. You know, I've also sold cars. I've sold
Wow.
stock. I've sold what else? I've sold ostrich eggs. Yeah.
Oh my
What?
God.
Telemarketing. Yeah,
What?
sure. Yeah.
Like real edible.
Yeah. I never knew because honestly, like, we never knew if they actually got the product. It was just our job to try to convince them.
You're like,
to-
hey, I did my part.
Right.
I'm just a
We
salesman.
didn't go that far. That's you know, because just know when you do telemarketing, like they can tell you anything, but it doesn't mean we have to come through with it. And that
Wow.
wasn't my job. You know?
Wow, how does that affect you morally?
Well, that's why I'm not in it anymore.
Ah.
Yeah, because of that. Because I mean, yeah, like when you get to the point of when you start caring
Right.
and you start realizing what you're doing, then
Right.
it's like it's time to move on. The biggest, problem with sales in general is because there isn't this moral aspect that comes along with it.
Right.
And that's why people are so turned off by it.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is that not all sales are like that.
Right.
And so it's just a matter of now being, having so much experience, seeing the differences and knowing the differences. And it's also helped me better when it comes to my buying decisions and when I'm actually doing things because I understand these tactics. So that's definitely what I want to share with you guys.
Yeah, please. I cannot wait
my
to get into
goodness.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't buy anything anyway. I like
You
to window
don't?
shop. Nope. I don't.
Really?
I don't buy any.
I don't know. You're kind of a purchaser to me.
Well, when we need to go. So say if we need to buy clothes, then of course I'm gonna.
She's
So
like,
you're not an impulse buyer.
No.
You're not, okay.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a
I've
good
totally
Well, for
seen you
sweets.
in the aisle at like Marshall's before.
For
you,
sugary
you
stuff.
pick stuff up like it's nothing.
For sugary stuff.
Why
but
do
then
you
I
think they put it there?
I put it back. I always put it back.
I only put it back if it's like a really long line, and I'm like, now I've had a chance to think about it, so I'm putting this back. I don't need it.
I'm an impulse grabber.
Impulse grabber.
Yes.
Whether or not
You
it
don't
makes it to the
actually follow
register.
through with it to the
Exactly.
end.
I don't follow
understand.
through. That is a common
So
theme.
you're like thinking your way out of it as
Yes,
it's in your
exactly.
hands, you're walking through the
I have a
aisle.
whole process. I grab everything, load it up, and then I start calculating. I'm like, nope, don't need you. Nope,
This
don't
goes
need
back.
you. Yep.
This goes back.
And then I end up with like one or two things, and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, see, for like you, like that would be a perfect example of you would be more difficult to sell to because you have that awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually works more in your favor, and that's also very important because posturing is so important in just having the confidence of knowing that like, hey, I don't have to buy this.
So
Wow.
what's a common opening?
The first thing is just to gauge and to see, are they even open to the idea of what you're saying? Because if your body posture is like, I don't have time for this, I don't want, why would I, I'm not even gonna like waste
Approach
my
you.
time or have that conversation, because we already know it's just going to end because all her walls are up. So if the walls aren't able to come down at some point, then there's no way you're gonna be able to sell that person. So understanding that, you guys hold the power.
So this reminds me of something.
Okay.
Something very recent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about it too. I'm looking at you, Mom.
I don't know if we're thinking about the same thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so we have probably
Wasn't
two
with me.
stories. My husband and I went recently to Vegas and went to a timeshare presentation. Charlie, have I ever told you about this?
Vaguely. I remember, but I don't. No, you didn't tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
Well, I'm gonna
Why don't you tell me?
Yeah, I used to sell time. Too, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah. There was
God.
that.
What haven't you sold?
Pretty
I
much.
know, a lot of- yeah.
We got the right
Exactly,
person.
right.
Okay, so we go. I'm like over here, like, of course we're not gonna buy a timeshare. Then of course they point out the fact that everybody says they're not gonna buy. Like, what are we here for? We want the free gifts. They give you like tickets to shows for attending and stuff like that, or a free night stay somewhere. So we go, we attend, and they give a very persuasive presentation. Of course, I'm still not gonna buy it. No. But then we get sat down with the same salesman for the entire ride.
Yeah.
So it's like a 4-hour, 3-hour presentation.
Jesus.
That they told us only gonna be an hour.
Of course, it was
Yeah.
only supposed to be like 2 hours of your time at the most. And I mean, we're sitting down, we're talking. He's getting my husband, to talk about work and whatever else. So we're chopping it up, and it's all good. We finally get to see the tour. We like the place. It's great. Okay. Now, here's the part where we sit down, we talk about the details, and we leave because we're not going to buy anything. But it never seems to go quite that
Right?
way.
Of course.
They're like, wait a minute, don't you want a nice vacation home?
They point out all the things that you said about yourself in the beginning.
They're pulling on your goals. They're
Yeah.
like, it's more so they're selling you aspirations.
Yes. So I'm different. So I take it as like, well, yeah, of course we want those things. Of course we want those things. But he is back here like staring at the phone, staring at the ceiling.
Oh.
Like he does not
He's
like.
not interested.
He just doesn't respond to anybody trying to persuade him to do anything. And that's just the way it is.
So when it comes to timeshares, it's very interesting because there's always a rule that they only accept couples, primarily to go to these events.
Why?
Primarily because there is a female involved. And so the other thing is, if you go to Vegas, they do actually allow single women to come, but like they can't have their boyfriend with them or whatever, because they're looking for the stability, and they always know that the woman is usually the one who's making the final decision. Because
Like, honey, it's okay. We can do this.
Yeah.
We can totally pull this off.
So it's always going. So the presentation is always going to be catered to you. Your job is to give the experience as a salesperson. So the more you can draw in that experience, the easier it is going to be for you to ultimately get them to buy something.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And if it means turning you against your
Your
husband,
husband?
Oh my goodness.
that's a
Dang.
possibility.
Okay, here you go, foreshadowing here. So this turns into a test of our marriage.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not here like, oh my God, let's go buy a
You called it.
timeshare. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, okay, yeah, I'm enthusiastic about the product. I like what you're selling here. Okay, I see how it could be affordable for someone with this type of lifestyle. I'm recognizing and validating the points, and I'm being polite. That was my first mistake. So I'm just doing all of those things, and he's kind of buying it from me. He's like, oh my God, she's really into this stuff. She's really about to sign us up for a timeshare. Like, she's really, like, that's how he's treating me, even though we had a plan. Like, we're here to get Chris Angel tickets. Like,
that
what
is
we
the
came
goal.
to do.
No matter what,
That was the
okay?
hook,
Just
yeah.
follow my lead.
I know. But I guess I am more of an actress than I thought, because he was just like, we get a moment alone. He's like, yeah, sit, you guys talk about it. You guys discuss. Leaves us. We talk. He's like, Aamber, like, we're not doing this. And then I'm like, no, we're not. He's like, what do you mean? You're over here telling this, and this. So we're going back and forth. And I'm just like, why does he think I want to buy it? I guess everything else was reading yes, and that we could be convinced. But I mean, gosh, I'm Black, so I fake it all the time. Like, I'm fake polite right now.
Clearly, right now at this moment.
You're fake polite.
No, I'm actually happy to be here. I promise. I'm glad
She's
I'm
like,
here.
I hate everybody next to me. I
not
don't
wanna be here.
Why am I here?
And this happens a lot with females too, is that you will see that you're trying to be polite, but that is also
Keeping
working
you
against
there.
you.
Wow.
Because the being polite aspect is what's actually giving the person some type of
It's their opening.
indicator of like, okay, they might still be a chance. You know?
Wow.
So any response other than no is a way in.
Yeah. A flat
Wow.
out no. Because even if it's just like, not right now,
Wow.
or I don't have the time, they're looking for that.
They're gonna find a
literally
solution.
have meetings in the morning, like going over role playing. Well, when someone says this, what do you say?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I remember
we're
those
looking
meetings.
For that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking for that. So it's important that if you're really not trying to buy something, and again, this is for things that you really just don't feel like you need, or it's like you're there and you just want to get free stuff, but you're not really there to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
To get out of that as quickly as possible is just don't give them anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is your time to be quiet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so be quiet. Noted.
So be the angry Black girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You
I can
play the black
actually
card at
be
that
who
point.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
free
Your
to
true
be
self.
My
Sure.
true self.
So I have a question. You had mentioned about like, yeah, this is what we talk about in the mornings, and you're like, yeah, we're trying to divide the husband and wife and do this, that, and the other. Is that what your sales managers or other people are literally telling you to do verbatim?
I wouldn't say that they're verbatim telling us to do
Okay.
that, but at the same time, we have numbers to meet. And so we're like, whatever we have to do, and that's another thing too, because it depends on when. Like we'll take cars for example, okay? Because the worst time you want to go into a car dealership is at the end of the month.
Because they gotta
there's
make those
quotas to meet.
numbers.
Yeah, there's certain quotas to meet. So you're going to be getting a lot more aggressive salespeople when it comes to that, especially if their numbers are low or they gotta pay rent. This is just commonality in the sense of like whenever you have something that has to get done because your paycheck is dependent on this. We don't necessarily try to pull relationships apart, but at the same time, it is a tactic where
You're like, we won't not pull it apart.
Well, again, it's like money talks.
My
You know what I
bad.
mean?
I want to know why some people,
Oh, hey.
Yes.
why it is we get skipped when it comes to trying to purchase things.
As in Black women.
Yes,
Oh.
when we're going to the mall, or even today, we're at this
Sandwich place.
sandwich place.
We won't name names
Because
right
I actually
now.
like that place, so I'm not gonna put y'all on blast. But this lady just totally skips me and asks the person behind me, like, may I take your order? So why do they skip us? We're paying customers.
I mean, it's hard to say, but let's just say, for example, it could just be your body language. There's a lot of things that we look at or we want to look at that we can always, and this is something that people do in general. We are going to generalize something and we're going to try to stereotype that person just to define them. So everything is always being looked at, especially the salesperson, because we want to focus on personality. We want to focus on body language and things like that. So if there, and again, I mean, I don't know, in a restaurant situation, it's a little bit different because, I mean, that could just mean, it could be racist. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that could play out. But in a sales situation, yeah, we are going to probably say, like, we used to always say, like, hey, when it comes to, Asian people or Indian people or whatever, like, when we were doing timeshares, we couldn't flat out tell them not to show up. But we would also know that, like, we're not going to spend a lot of time with them because we know they're not going to buy.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
wow.
airplane.
See, look, I did the thing, and it still did this guy.
That's the screensaver.
Well, we were on screensaver.
No. You said you didn't want the screen to go black.
Well, that's what I'm.
Yeah. So it's two of them. So you gotta. So you gotta go to.
It's two of them, Charlie.
You gotta go to preferences again.
You gotta go to preferences, Charlie.
Shut your mouth. Well, I thought about something. You said make sure you always have someone with you, and I've always heard growing up, make sure you take a guy with you to get your oil changed or go buy a car. So is that still the case? Like, is it a little bit better if women bring men with them?
Again, it's just I'd only preference it if you just don't feel comfortable yourself. If you're not really sure, or like if you know like this is not my expertise, or I have no idea what I'm buying, and no one's really kind of educated you on the whole process, then yeah, you should.
Okay, definitely. So a man does not play a role in how the salesperson will treat you or what he'll offer you?
It's just if a salesperson will notice that they can't. The key is, again, like our job as a salesperson is to take control of the situation. If we can't take control of the situation, we don't have anything to work with. So if you have somebody, either that person or you bring somebody who's taking control of the situation, where they're not falling for all the tactics and all this stuff, and it's just straight back and forth, it's a much different experience, because they realize they can't sell you.
So Erik, tell us where can we find you if we have more questions? What's going on? How do we reach you?
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Freak 2019.
That's a different person, by the way. You're not that person. I'm not part of that. And it's not the email, no. Okay, so that was just the name that I was using.
You're like, I was 16 at the time.
Exactly, right?
Let's just change the whole episode topic to why is Erik's username manfreak76?
Man freak. Now it's man
Yeah, why are you
freak.
calling him
Wow.
man freak?
I'm just making up stuff. Just like you're making up stuff. We're just having fun.
Okay,
now.
I'm sorry. Okay, tell them where they can reach you.
People can reach me through skincareman.com at gmail.com, because I basically do anti-aging, not just for older people, but for younger people too. Just people that want to take care of their skin. It's for males too. I mean, as you can see, I use the product too. And also supplemental products. So yeah, and then just any type of questions, sales questions, definitely reach out to me.
So email us at hello@ladiesdoingstuff.com. If you have any comments, questions, or any future episodes that you're interested in us doing, let us know.
Yeah, and if you guys like this video, go ahead and comment, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Comment,
like
yeah,
it.
or
Yes.
you know what? Comment Mr. Freak below to let us know that you liked it, and that way we know to bring him back.
That's good. I like it. Nice, succinct, to the point. That way we know what you want.
Mr.
So
Freak.
Mr. Freak is gonna be trending all over.
Yeah, hello. We're gonna do this.
Hashtag Mr. Freak. Wow, all right.
If you want more of us, find us on Instagram at Ladies Doing Stuff. That's also on Facebook as well. Ladies Doing Stuff. Twitter is Ladies Do Stuff. Yes.
And if you want to subscribe to the show, actually, you don't want to. Just go ahead and do it.
You do.
gotta hit
You're
the
here.
subscribe
Want
button,
to.
Yeah.
So we are on SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're already there.
Yes, we're already there. And look, we did you a favor, and all the links are below already. So just scroll down and click your favorite one. Click. Anything else?
Did we miss anything?
I had fun. Thank you guys so much.
This was fun. Thank you so much.
Yay! I picked the best guest. Let me just say.
You do. These are all Amber's doing.
Look at this.
Actually, I have a few. They're coming up.
Okay.
They're later.
Yay! All right.
Yes.
Well, this is Aamber Elena.
And I'm Charlie.
And this is Erik Johnson.
Thank you for listening.
Can we do that again? You come
Yes.
out like I'm supposed to say my name at that point?
Yeah, and look at the camera.
And look at the camera. All right.
This is Aamber Elena.
This is Charlie.
And Erik.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Signing off.
All right.
I never did get you the water. Oh my
You didn't
God.
have any water?
Oh.
Can you get me a ginger ale?
Oh.
Love you.